you want to be in touch with and be absorbed in, and this is mysticism in its classical sense, and insofar as you achieve this oneness with Brahman, you kind of disappear from the earth, and you disappear from your own being, and you disappear from the cycle of rebirth. That's basically the way it works. And therefore work is one way. There's many ways perhaps of getting there, maybe through meditation. Is this about meditation? No, they don't mention meditation. They may come into meditation at some point, but at this moment they say work in an even way. Keep yourself even, do your work, absorb yourself in your work, and in that way you will get this. Others, 30, practice abstinence. Neither this world nor the world to come is for him who does not sacrifice, and those who enjoy what remains of the sacrifice go unto Brahman. Thus, in my ways, in many ways men sacrifice, in many ways they go to Brahman, though that all sacrifice is holy work. Now he's talking about the ancient customs. I don't think he's really talking about sacrifice in the sense of suffering or renouncing things. He means that he recognizes the ancient gods of the Hindu tradition, and he accepts that that's another way of getting there. This too is holy work. But greater than that is the sacrifice of sacred wisdom. Anyway, this is a very mysterious chapter. Last line, kill therefore with the sword of wisdom the doubt born of ignorance that lies in your heart. So this wisdom that we hadn't heard much before, this is that, I think, what we were calling Sankhya earlier, kind of enlightenment sort of wisdom, and you can use this wisdom to, as they say, kill it with the sword of wisdom, the doubt of ignorance that you are born with, or unfortunately have to bear. And in self-harmony and yoga, rise, great warrior, rise. So now the battle is not a battle anymore. It's a fight now against ignorance, doubt, insecurity, and other things that you're supposed to overcome with this discipline called yoga. Now, if you can write about this in your test, you're better than me, and I'm glad I'm not taking the test. Okay. 5. But you're the one who's trying to make sense of this. You say, well, you're not doing a good job. Well, no, I'm not saying I don't claim to be. I don't think anyone's ever done a good job. But that's why people take their whole life studying. We're just looking at it in a superficial way. Others spend their whole life. So you say, well, what? If you could learn this in 3 weeks in a class, what are all these people doing their whole life studying it for? So I mean, don't think it's just because you looked at it, you understand it. That would be absurd. All you can do is point out some of the things that seem to be saying. And there is no right answer. Let's go to the next one, 5. We'll move along because these tend to repeat themselves, but we'll try to take a few more in detail. Renunciation now they're talking about. And also holy work. Tell me more about this higher path. Carlos Castaneda, the dumb student, asking Don Juan the question. Krishna, renunciation and holy work are paths to the supreme. But better than surrender of work is the yoga of holy work. Okay, this is a new, I'm not sure. Do you think all these lectures were written by the same person? Sometimes I wonder, because the subject matter seems to shift. It's like a sermon someone gave in a temple or in a shrine, and someone took it down, and then it became attributed to Krishna. And then 50 years later, some other famous yogi gave his sermon, and they wrote it down and attributed it to Krishna. It doesn't seem to me that the same writer is doing all of it. Now, I may be wrong, but there's slight differences in the way things are expressed that look like it's a different approach by somebody. Like this doesn't seem like the last one. And yet they're not going anywhere further. They're all going the same point. Oneness with Brahman. And getting in touch with the eternality of the universe. So, I'm not sure that, there's any development here. Okay. This renunciation that we're looking for in terms of holy work means you don't crave, you don't hate. That's pretty standard across most religions like Buddhism, Christianity, Socratic religion, and so on. Ignorant men, but not the wise, say that Sankhya and Yoga are different paths. Here's that Sankhya, which really means not intellectuality, but renunciation. But he who gives all his soul to one reaches the end of both. Because the victory won by the man of wisdom is also won by the man of good work. So somehow the renunciation produces the man of wisdom. I'm not sure how that works. For renunciation is difficult to attain without the yoga of work. So these two things, the yoga of renunciation and the yoga of work, go hand in hand. 10. Offer all your works to God, throw off selfish works, and so on. Let's see, the man in harmony, 12, surrenders the reward of his work. So don't work for a reward, we've heard that. 16. Those whose wisdom is made pure by the wisdom of the inner spirit, their wisdom